Hello, FlossTube Stitchers. As you might remember, my January finishing frenzy went pretty well, so I allowed myself a second new start at the end of January, even though I knew I was going to be starting Freebie February, but still, you know how fun it is to start a new project that maybe has been in your stash for a while. So I did that, and it was just in time for Valentine's Day, so that's why I chose Heinz's Shadow Valentine. And I already had the fabric, the 28 count Joblin in antique white cut for this piece, and then I had the main color pink put aside. So that was really easy to get out and start. And so this was, I think, 2 nights worth of work. And the reason that I have all those tails there is because I was mysteriously out of the DMC 844 that went in that part of the lettering. And I thought, if I leave my tails at the beginning and end, if somehow I had made a mistake and forgot a stitch or did one stitch too many, it would be easy for me to undo the last stitch or the first stitch that I did and fix it, rather than having to go back and just put a single stitch in or have to figure out how I wound my thread under in order to redo it. So now I have the anchor substitute for the 844, and I'll continue and I'll be able to deal with all those threads. Alrighty, and I guess I should explain Freebie February for those of you who weren't around last year for it, but I just decided to advertise the fact that so many designers and actually even non-professional stitchers have free charts online on their blog or on their websites or as an Instagram post. I guess you can't link from Instagram, but there's a lot of them that I've seen shown on Instagram, so that's a good forum to look at. But this doesn't have to be a really expensive hobby, and so many people are not aware of the free charts. I've been stitching free charts for years as shop models because it allows us to make use of maybe the freebies that we get at market or the ones that come with our autos and kit them up either according to the designer specifications or using up a fabric that maybe we think is really cool that's not getting enough notice, or substituting a fiber that's interesting, that's maybe an overdyed where just DMC was used. Anyway, we would kit them up and maybe put something fun with them, like a cookie cutter or a Christmas ornament, or put them in a fancy bag. So anyway, I've been doing them for years, and so I have a lot of finished ones that I can show as well as new starts. The very first one that I started with on day 1 was a Christmas piece that was in my Christmas video last year, so I don't have the actual piece. I kind of forgot that I had put it away, of course, and didn't have it handy. It wasn't out as a shop model, but I have the picture here on my phone, and I'm going to use a trick. I've been wanting to give this person credit for quite a while, and I either run out of time or I forget at the last minute which customer it was, but it was Shelly Johnson on Facebook that made the suggestion somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was on one of my posts where maybe I was apologizing for the glare on the glass. And she said, whenever you have glass on something, you can hold up a piece of black fabric. Well, I don't always have a big enough piece of black fabric in order to hold it in front of a large picture that maybe I want to take a photo of or show in the shop. But I do have access to black foam core and black mat board. So my framer hooked me up with some various size pieces. So I'm going to try and see if this works. It's going to be a little awkward since I'm showing it rather than taking a picture of it. But if I put the black at such an angle, there you go. Okay, let's see how close I can get. So this is Blue Ribbon Designs. It worked in practice. Okay, well, you can see basically most of it It's Stars Over Pines by Blue Ribbon Designs, and it's on her website under freebies. So that's what I started day 1 with. And then day 2 was somebody new that I started following on Instagram, I think at a recommendation, either by Instagram or I saw her tagged on another person's post. So I started following her, and this is Melissa at Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. And she has so many free charts, and I printed them all off because I think they're all so cute, and so many of them are a little series. So I kind of forgot to do the color version. So I only have the black and white chart for Winter Salt Box, but I'll just show you what that looks like. So she has an instruction sheet, and then she has either the graph paper symbols or she has a color chart that you can use. And this is what I got done on day 2 in the evening, just part of the house. And then day 3, whoops, I don't want to put that on the floor. That's my stitching. Okay, I have a couple chairs around me, but not enough, I guess. So then the next day I used something that I had taken out as one of my January finishes, and then I realized it was a free chart, so I should save it for February. And this is Boohoo. No, actually it's called Owl on an Egg, but it says Boohoo. And all I had to do were the eyes, the beak, and sew the button on. Now, why would I have left that in a tote bag or a box or wherever it was? I have plastic bins of things in my craft room, so I can't remember exactly where I found it, but why did I leave it undone for so long? So the first reason is I forget I even stitch things. That's a problem that I can't even blame on age because it's been happening for years. Secondly, it turned out that my Brandy General Art was the same color, my die lot was the same color as the egg, and I wanted it to look a little more gold. So I just grabbed a solid color DMC, I think, and stitched the eyes and the beak in gold and then sewed the button on, and I was done. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna finish it, but they also had another free chart called Robin on an Egg, and I believe both of these are on their website under free charts if you scroll all the way to the bottom of their homepage. But it's also a perfect time to advertise that they've re-released 3 other birds, if you will, that were previously done as kits, and they re-released them as charts. So we have Cardinal on an Egg and Chick on an Egg and Turkey on an Egg. So now that they've been re-released, I need to stitch all of them. All right, then the next day, I worked on Peter's Day Out by Lindy Stitches, and this was a chart that came home with us from the 2020 Nashville Needlework Market. And so anyone who had purchased Nashville Cash gift certificates from me last year got this as part of their packet. But then I think in July, she put it up on her website, so it's available to anybody now. And I just happened to be out of the bunny color, so I just worked on his clothing, and I will continue and finish that, hopefully get it done for Easter this year. All right, and then the next day, I worked on Kindness Always Matters from Silver Creek Samplers. And this was done as part of the Be Well and Stitch movement during quarantine last spring. I didn't stitch any of the Be Well offerings because I wasn't stitching at that time. You guys had me working so hard with mail orders, And it was just such a confusing time with trying to get product, and I don't know, I guess I just went home really exhausted and mentally challenged at the end of each day, and I just wasn't in a stitching mood. I think I talked about this before. So I wasn't stitching any of the Be Well and Stitch, because that's not what I was doing to get myself through quarantine. I actually was reading and listening to audiobooks and podcasts. So anyway, this one doesn't say anything about stitching. It just says something about kindness. So I thought this was good for every day. Plus, you may know I have dogs, but we also had cats previously too. So the dog and the cat together was good for us. And I got Kindness Always finished. And I did this on one of my favorite fabrics ever, 32 count Belfast in Vintage Country Mocha. And I'm using the suggested DMC colors. I forgot to say that the previous, for Peter's Day Out, this is also from the Vintage Zweigart line. This is Blue Whisper, and I also love that. It looks like a beautiful sky for spring or summer, and Easter. Baby designs look good on it, so that is a really nice color. And Silver Creek Samplers also has this on their website, so you can get it easily. Then the next day, I guess I was working off of my iPad when I was stitching the next one, so I'm just going to show you. Let's see. I have wanted to do this for so long because I was just attracted to the shape of it. I don't know why. I just think it's so sweet. And it was very simple, just the two colors. And I chose Collards and Begonia from Weeks Dye Works. And I stitched it, I think I stitched it in 2 nights. I kind of cheated for Kindness Always because I stitched that and the Peter's Day Out on the same evening, knowing that I wanted to show Kindness Always early in the day because Silver Creek Samplers was my Friday's Fave designer, and I didn't want to wait till midnight to post that. So that's why I had 2 nights to work on Be Mine. Then today, because this is earlier in the day and I haven't stitched yet, I chose something that was already finished. And this is a Plum Street Samplers that I did years ago. The free chart is from 2010. I may not have done it quite that long ago, but anyway, it was done as a shop model and it was custom framed. And we do still have a few frames left for this, but we just kitted it with the DMC, and this is my cut and paste, how I put our instructions on it, and that's what the chart looks like that you get from her blog. And we stitched ours on, I say we, you know I mean me. I stitched it on 30 count sunflower seed legacy linen from Access Commodities. So that's that. Okay, I think I'm done. Let's see, am I done showing you stitching? Alrighty, and then I'm gonna show you some new charts that came in. We got the JBW automatic, so we got Chintz Alphabet, and let's see, can I show you the whole thing? Oh yeah, I didn't want to show any of the chart, but there's the whole thing. Her lettering is always so sweet, and if you watch her FlossTube, she has a little story about how she chose that. And then this might be a re-release. Again, more information is on her FlossTube, so I will defer to her. Yeah. I think she just, that may have been the previous one. It might have come out in kit form, and then she just finished it. She picked new fabrics for the second one. All right, and then, okay, good. I can show you both This is Love in the Round, and she had 2 different finishes. And this vase or candy dish or whatever you want to call it is from Hobby Lobby. I saw them in person. They came in like 3 different colors. Then she has 2 more designs in the Seaside Stitches series. All right, we have Heinz It, Be My Valentine. There's a new series from Little Stitch Girl that we've been waiting for a while. One of my customers saw it on an online website, and I'm like, how do they know about this yet? She hasn't even told us. It's not even at the distributors. I couldn't find any evidence of it on social media, but somehow they knew. They had an in. But this is Simply Saying, and it looks like, they may not all be the same size. Maybe they are, but they're just different shapes. But she even, oh yeah, both of them are done on, finished on this tea towel ladder, and you can get it at sugarmilkco.com. So that's that one, and then that's the February one. And then their other new chart was Winter Way. Puntini has a new series, and I've also been trying to get this for a couple weeks. So this is January, and she shows you how to do it where you can put the year and then just change out the month, and you could redo that and then change out the year. February is still, I guess they sold out of February, still trying to get that. So this is March. There's a lot of glare on these, but honestly, I didn't have time to take them all out of the plastic bags. Romy's Creation, this is a continuation of a series. She started off with the 4 seasons and a couple holidays, and now she's doing the month. So that's January and February. Tra La La has Noel Oval. And then 2 from Homespun Elegance, the Love Truck. And she's in Virginia, so they must still have snow in February as well, because she's got the snowman there, which I thought was so cute. And then Quaker Love Letter was also a new release. So that takes care of what was new from the charts. And then these next ones are all from Crossed Wing, and I hadn't ordered from them in a while, and they didn't do market last year, and I was having a little difficulty getting a hold of them, so I was hoping that nothing had happened during quarantine. And I don't know, it was just an email error, I guess. I was using the right email address, but they didn't get any of the emails that I sent them last year. So I finally called them and had a very nice chat with Paula, and I wanted to remind people, you may only see Crossed Wing Collection advertised as 28 count, but if a shop owner requests something, they will do other counts, and they'll do Ada. So I tried to get a little bit of everything. So I took these out of the plastic bags, but I didn't have time to match them with DMC floss. I'm just hoping that I get a good, well, some of these are really multiple colors, so it's hard to figure it out. This is 32 count Morning Glory, and it has beautiful shades of medium blues and greens running through it. This is 36 count Nuthatch, and I've had this before in 28, so I knew it would be really pretty. It's looking a little purpley in the picture. It's not. It's a really lovely blue, maybe similar to that Blue Whisper from Zweigart. Yeah, I don't know why it's kind of looking purpley, but it's not. All right, then this one I have to open up a little bit because this is called Rainbow. And if you go to their website or just Google it, you'll see the whole thing with all the different colors. Let's see, I guess the blue should be on top. So they make it two ways. They make it the stripes horizontal, and they also make it with the stripes vertical. I realize I'm just showing it you in both directions, but what I mean is, like, they also make it so that the vertical way the stripes are horizontal. So you can order it in two different formats. All right, then this is Raven, and I got it in both 14 and 28. So I thought this was a really pretty charcoal-y color. Would be good for Halloween, but not limited to it. Okay, that's the Ada, and then this is that's the linen. I think they didn't have any even weave in stock, because I was very flexible in what I asked for, and I gave them suggestions for what to do if it wasn't something I specifically asked for. Then this is Snow Squall in 28, and it has the flecks of white running through it. It's not overly obnoxious. It's like just enough to show that it's snow. Then this is the similar color called Storm, and it just doesn't have the snowflakes, or I guess they're snowflakes. So those are very similar. I guess I got those both in 28 because they have a lot of designs that call for that. Then the last color I have is Succulent, and this was one of the colors that was ordered by a customer, and I believe this is for a Fireside Originals. They're wildflowers, I think. I'm sorry, I forgot to double check that. But anyway, this is really pretty for spring or Easter, or even a baby design. So I got a whole yard of that so that I would have some left over. Alrighty. I think that's everything. This has still gone longer than I wanted to. I may be able to clip it a little bit, but earlier today while I was doing paperwork, I listened to a few other FlossTubers, and I won't say who, but the first two, they just talked so fast I was getting nervous. And so the third one I watched was Kathy Haberman doing a tutorial on ruching ribbon, and I'm like, okay, this is what I need. I need to listen to somebody who's speaking a little more calmly. So anyway, I was trying not to talk too fast, but to get all the information in that I wanted to talk about. So, okay, I guess that's it. I will, let's see, am I gonna put the links in? You know what, it's so time consuming to put all those links in, but if you go to Facebook, you can go directly to any of the links I mentioned, but I also told you how to get there. I think these were all directly from their own websites, and I think the only blog was Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. So I think they're pretty easy to find online. But I think last year on the very last video that I did that was concerning Freebie February, I think I listed all of the links on that one. So, okay, I'm off to stitch tonight. See you next week. Bye.